What it takes for me to do something. I have goblin brain that goes, ooh, shiny. I do
Yeah.
shiny. So,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I had blue ombre hair. That was the last hair color that I did, but my
Hmm.
hair's been dyed or had some type of fun colors for probably the last 4 years. Like after I got married is about when I started doing it. And
Well, next time we get together, I need you to put purple back in my hair because
I
it's
can
all gone
absolutely do
now.
that.
It's all gone now. We can put purple in more of my hair, I think, because I don't think I'm gonna get in trouble at work.
Okay.
There's a couple of girls who have straight up bright green in their hair, so if they can get away with bright green, I can get away with some
Yeah,
purple.
exactly. No, I'm excited about it because I have not had colored hair for the past like 7 months because I chopped all my hair off on the ends. And so I decided to add some more like streaks of color. And I've
Mm.
never been orange. I was deciding between orange and green because I've never been either of those colors. So I picked
Well, orange is a
orange.
very Halloween color.
Exactly. And
But
then
anyway,
green for
welcome.
later.
Yeah, for Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely.
But welcome back to the podcast and welcome to your new house.
Thank you. I'm recording from the inside of my new office and my new
You and
house.
Eric are not sitting on top of each other, which is
Yeah,
nice.
Eric and I are still close to each other, but not close enough for us to be, yeah, right next to each other. And then,
Disturbing each other.
yeah, plus it's not our bedroom. So
Yeah, yeah, that's the other thing
we
that's
have a
nice.
bedroom and then we have an office. And I did not get internet until yesterday because someone cut the wire in our house's wall, so they couldn't fix it. The guy basically said that we'd have to hire an electrician because he couldn't wire it through the it's like a fire brick wall or something.
Hmm. Hmm.
He couldn't wire it. He couldn't get it through. So,
Well, that is the conversation you have with your landlord.
well, at this point it's too late. We already bought like, an extra long ethernet and ran it all the way up the stairs and stuff really carefully, and you know what? It's all fine now. So,
Okay, well that's
because
exciting.
honestly the only way to fix it is if they cut holes in the drywall, and
Oh, geez.
I'm not up for that. So,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
everything is all set. I am going to try your tea that you brought me. Also,
Yeah.
I know the last time we talked or on the podcast we said that we were going to see each other, and we have,
Yes, we have,
and it was
and we did not.
awesome.
We definitely hugged. So that
Yeah,
went out
we
the
did.
window.
It was very difficult not to.
That was, I mean, we were all sweaty and kind of breathing each other's air anyway. So at one point we were just like, it doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah, we tried.
But I did get tested again, and I tested negative, so it's
We
fine.
could, yeah. And I haven't gone anywhere. So yeah, we saw each other, and then because of the delay in my internet, I wasn't able to record, so Angel and Kay decided to record an episode that does not exist
Yeah, it's
because there's no audio.
yeah. I don't know what. Well, there's Kay's half has audio, my half does not, and I don't know how the hell that happened because clearly I have had audio before, or we
I
would never
don't know
have
what
a
happened.
podcast. So, and we tried. I don't know. We tried a whole bunch of times, and it just got to the point where like we were like, okay, the universe is telling us not to post an episode this week, so
Obviously, the
I
world is like, please take a break, which I'm glad I
yeah
did because I am still recovering from the move today and it's been a week
yeah
and I'm exhausted.
yeah
So I'm just like, you know what? It's
yeah
okay. We have posted consistently for 21 episodes
yeah.
with
So
no breaks or pauses or delays. So I think we
and you
did
know
pretty
what?
good.
Yeah, who cares if we miss one week? I did still post like a whole thread on Twitter about what we talked about as far as gaming. I did not post about the true crime story, which for anybody who has not looked at our website, which is
It's on there. And I
ghoulgaminggals.com.
read it yesterday at work.
Yeah,
Or not
we
yesterday at work. Or it was Friday at work.
I talked about the disappearance and mysterious death of Judy Smith. And just to give a quick recap on that, she was somebody who was recently married. Her and her new husband had gone to Philadelphia on a business trip. And while he was at his conference, she went out sightseeing and was never seen again until 6 months later. She was found in Asheville, North Carolina. And I should say her skeletal remains were found in Asheville, North Carolina. And to this day, nobody really knows what happened. So,
which is super upsetting. I
there's
read
your
that.
yeah.
Please read Angel's. She wrote it on the blog, and it's
Yeah.
really interesting. Take a look at it. I think it's important to bring
Mhm.
awareness to that kind of thing, especially
Yeah.
since it's not solved.
Yeah.
That's what's new hip and happening.
So what do you think of your tea? So if anybody listens to And That's Why We Drink, and you do if you listen to us too.
Yeah, or at least
Em,
you've heard of them.
Yeah, Em had gotten some tea from this company that makes teas based off of haunted places. And so Kay ordered Janelle the Savannah Spirits, and she ordered me the Gettysburg Ghosts, and that's what I'm currently drinking, and it's very good.
And
How
the
is yours?
Savannah Spirits is amazing. And I think that's so nice that you bought me, or Kay, or both, bought
Mhm.
the Savannah one, because you know that I love Savannah and that I'm from
Yeah.
Savannah. We're actually
The
thinking of
the
going
Getty
back. I don't think I told you that. I think Eric
Yeah,
and I
you
are
did.
going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tell me about your highs and lows.
High is obviously moving because
Mhm.
I now have space to live and
Yeah.
hang my things up and
I saw all your pictures you sent me. How fun.
and organize stuff. I've been cooking because I have a kitchen and space.
A very big, spacious kitchen I'm very jealous of.
What? Zero. I guess he also likes the kitchen.
That
It's
was the
just
first room he was locked in when you
yeah.
moved into that house. He probably feels
Uh,
nostalgic about it.
he's like "Bark, bark." It's honestly just moving, like being able to have the space again and also feel at home. It's been a good couple years since I've felt comfortable in the place that I was living, and this place feels like home to me, so I'm excited about
Good.
it. And
I'm glad that you feel. I can see you guys being there for a very long time.
that's
So.
the plan. I want to be in this house until we buy a house.
Mhm.
My low is probably just God, I am so exhausted from moving, and like both my knees doubled in size. I had to
Mhm.
wear knee braces, and
Yeah.
then I pulled something on my foot. I
Oh,
pinched my hand
jeez.
at a door
Oh,
and ripped
God.
the skin off of it. Uh, and just
Oh,
like in
jeez.
general, like feeling like crap because of chronic
What a
illness.
bad
But
time. Yeah.
overall, it's not that bad. I've
Yeah.
been doing okay. But yeah, everything's really good. I don't have a lot to complain about other than feeling very sore a lot of the
I
time.
can
But
hear
dang,
Zero's tap spa in the background.
yeah, Zero's tippy tappies. You could hear his little tippy tappies. Eric's doing a little prance. Come here, tippy tappy boy. Come here. He says no. Anyways, what are your highs and lows?
So last night I did not sleep very well because the dogs were just going nuts. So I don't know what got into them, but they were just going nuts. So I slept on the couch with them. And by sleep on the couch, I mean I kind of laid there half awake, half asleep while the dogs laid on the couch with me. My other low is that this coming Wednesday, so this will be when you listen to it, it'll be 2 days ago. When you listen to this, it'll be 2 days ago. Will be the 1 year since I lost my dog, my Zelda.
I'm sorry, Angel.
It's been a whole year already. I can't believe it.
You're gonna have to make a post about it on our website.
Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking she'll be our second posthumously sponsoring dog. She's a
That's
good girl.
understandable. Yeah, I think you
She
should
was a
totally
good
do it.
girl. She came to me under traumatic circumstances and left me in different
Equally
but
traumatic
also traumatic
circumstances.
circumstances, and I just miss her so much. God damn it, Freya.
What is wrong with both of our dogs today?
I don't know. I don't know. Well,
Mr. Clicky-Clacky toes
I
over
know.
here.
The neighbor's been going nuts with his motorcycle, so I'm not really sure what's going on. My last low, which is also kind of a high, which will lead into my highs, is that I went down and saw my grandparents yesterday, which in and of itself is not a low, but my poor grandfather is, well, he's not doing so hot. So it was just a little bit tough to see him. Like, I walked in the door and he had no idea who I was. And that was a little bit
That's always
tough.
super difficult.
Yeah. But on the flip side, my highs is that I got to go see my grandparents yesterday. We went out to Golden Corral for lunch slash dinner. It was like a late lunch, early dinner.
I've never had a good experience at Golden Corral.
You've been going to the wrong Golden Corrals.
I would say I also Golden Corral during a pandemic, Angel?
There was nobody there.
Yeah, that's why.
No, but it was actually like this. It was actually like very. It was nice because they provided like gloves for you to wear, and certain things
Yeah, because
like
it's a buffet. There's so much
yeah.
room for contamination.
There, for the most part, you weren't serving yourself. It was like the people behind the buffet serving you for you.
Thank God.
So yeah, it actually wasn't that bad. Like I was a little bit nervous about it at first, but it
I
actually
just
wasn't.
every time I go to Golden Corral, the food is so bland.
Well, the one by my grandparents is like a very nice and very clean one, like under normal circumstances. I was a little bit less anxious about going to this one because, like, the one over by the university is not great.
That's
It's
what I
like
was saying.
gross.
I was like,
Yeah.
I went once with you guys years ago, and I did. It wasn't that great. I was like, this didn't satisfy my appetite, but whatever.
Yeah, the one close to my grandparents is, like I said, even under normal circumstances, like super nice, super clean, very nice to be in. So it was good. It was I was a little apprehensive going into it, but after we were there for a little while, I felt better about it.
Well, I'm glad you got to see your grandparents.
Yeah, and that was the first time since I saw them at my since they were at my wedding in January.
Okay, so it's
So
been a good long time.
yeah, I waited until this weekend versus another weekend because I wanted to have like very very fresh COVID results from my work.
That
So
way
there
that
was
you had
that.
no chance of infecting them.
Yeah. The other high was that my bedroom window is finally fixed. Whip.
Yay! The saga has finished.
It's been a whole thing, but
Thank
so
God.
basically what happened was the original guy never texted me back, so I texted the guy that my dad went to, and I basically like all but on my hands and knees was begging him please come out and do something because it was literally the duct tape was falling out and it's been so rainy lately. So he came out the next day and he fixed it and
Dude, that first guy is stupid.
yeah.
He
So
he lost out on good money.
yeah, I was willing to pay whatever I needed because it was raining, but yeah, 170 is not unreasonable. And he didn't like replace a whole window
Just
like
the
I had
bottom.
wanted. He had replaced the two panes. So,
Okay, well, that
yeah.
works.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, those are my highs. I guess we can hop into spooky story.
Yay! I
Yes,
have a good
spooky
one. So
story.
I thought about this really hard because this episode comes out right when October starts.
Mhm.
So I wanted to do more paranormal and also just generally more spooky things than true crime.
Yeah.
True crime
Yeah.
is like definitely spooky, obviously. It's real people
Yeah.
doing gross things, but
Yeah.
I wanted something more inspired by stuff and has inspired stuff and
Yeah.
um so I'm going to be talking about the Stanley Hotel. Do you know the Stanley Hotel?
I I think I've heard of it, but I'm not like ringing any bells on any
So the
specifics. So
Stanley
this will be a new
Hotel
story for me.
is the Overlook Hotel in The Shining.
Oh, yes. Okay, that's where I've heard the name before.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh,
So,
what a good way to start
yeah,
October.
that's why I was like, I can't wait. This is going to be so spooky.
Yeah.
It's haunted, but it's more of just like the stuff it's inspired to is very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think people talk about the Stanley Hotel's history a lot, so I wanted to
Oh, hang on.
do that. I'd never really heard anybody talk about the Stanley Hotel too much, so I wanted to bring some light to it.
Okay, I'm excited.
The
Okay.
Stanley Hotel is in Estes Park, Colorado. I kind of knew it was in Colorado, I just didn't know what part of Colorado. It's near Rocky Mountain National Park.
Oh, okay.
The hotel has 142 rooms and it has a really good view of the Rockies and Longs Peak. And Longs Peak is a part of the Rocky Mountains. It was built by Freeland Oscar Stanley of Stanley Steamer. So in my head,
Oh, like Stanley Steamer, the
no, see,
Rocky
that's
Steamer.
literally what I was thinking. So
Oh.
when I read that, that's what I thought Stanley Steamer was. Oh, we
Oh.
have been fooled. Stanley Steamer is steamer car, like steam engine cars.
Oh.
I'm so when I read that I was like, "Oh my god, like Stanley Steamer." And I thought of that jingle and then I like actually looked into what Stanley Steamer was and I was incorrect.
No, yeah, I
Stanley
love the.
Steamer is.
Oh, we have been fooled.
Yeah, because when I think of Stanley Steamer, I think of that dumbass commercial, so I was
Yeah.
just confused.
Well, Stanley Steamer, thank you for the commercial. Thank you for taking somebody else's name. You have just lost a brand deal from us.
Ugh, Stanley Steamer, you've
How
ruined
dare
it.
they?
Yeah, the so Stanley Steamer is the Stanley Motor Carriage Company, and it was open from 1902 to 1924, and it made steam engine cars. So
That was not a very long time for it to be open, though. Only, what, 22 years?
yeah, because I think people had outgrown steam engines pretty quickly.
I guess that's fair.
So
Also, as a
um,
side note, I can still hear Zero Tippy tapping in the background.
he's scratching
At what?
himself.
Oh, okay.
You better kick him out or something. Okay, now he's eating his forbidden bacon strip is what we call it.
Why is it forbidden?
Because it's like part of a treat that he untwisted and now it just looks like a dirty bacon strip
Ew.
and it dries when he's not using it and then when he's using it, it
Ew.
gets all soggy. So I
Ew.
like step on it in the middle of the night and I'm like, forbidden bacon strip! Because it's really sharp when it's dry. So I just.
Oh my
Okay. Yeah, that's it. Anyways.
hilarious. Anyways.
The hotel opened on July 4th, 1909, and it was a resort for people who suffered from pulmonary tuberculosis. They believed
Oh.
that if they got fresh, dry air, that they would be healed.
Hmm.
So,
I mean, it's not gonna hurt, but
it doesn't hurt, but they definitely brought in a bunch of people with that idea, and that's how they gained their business, essentially.
Interesting.
It is definitely registered as a National Historic Place, just because it's, over 100 years old at this point.
Right.
So, to give you more background on Freeland Oscar Stanley, he was diagnosed with tuberculosis, so because everyone recommended, like, make sure you get fresh air and sunlight and stuff, he thought it was a good idea to go to the Rocky Mountains because they were known for having great air and just being a great place to relax. So he went with his wife, Flora. He stayed in March, and then in June, he had a recommendation from a doctor to go to Estes Park, Colorado for the rest of the summer. So when he did go there, his health actually improved. So he kind of just kept hanging out there, and he decided to keep returning every year because it was so beautiful and because it actually felt like it was curing him. So he decided to stay. He actually recovered completely by 1907. So he was born in 1849, and by 1907 he was cured. I don't know when.
Nice.
I think he was. I don't know when he was diagnosed. It didn't say. So yeah, he decided to build a hotel in Estes Park and make it a resort town because he spent so much time there, and he's like, well, I might as well make some money out of it.
Yeah.
So he built the Hotel Stanley at the time, which was a 48-room grand hotel, and it kind of was for the moderately wealthy kind of people, and people started going there because they also started to believe that they were being cured by the air or whatever. They were like, ooh, air, I can breathe again. I can't. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm out of breath all the time,
Yeah,
so
that's okay. Well, maybe you should go to this hotel.
maybe I should. I would love to. This
All
hotel
I'm hearing is that I need to get my doctor to write me a prescription for a vacation.
for a vacation, exactly, exactly that, exactly. Oh, a vacation in Colorado. I mean, if you're sure, then I'll go.
Yeah, yeah.
I wish. Next notable thing that happened. So the next big thing that happened. So the main hotel and the concert hall were completed in 1909, and then the manor was completed in 1910, and it brought guests from the train depot all the way over there, and then Stanley's car company produced a fleet of specially designed steam-powered engine vehicles called mountain wagons, which had seats for many people, and then he operated the hotel as a pastime for himself, which, wow, what a pastime to own a hotel and make
Yeah,
millions
really.
of dollars. But
Yeah, really.
apparently he said that he spent more money than he made each summer, which I don't know how you do that, but okay. Then
What did he
eventually,
spend it on?
I don't know. His
Like,
lungs. He bought
yeah.
new lungs every year.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I would love a new set of lungs. My
Yeah, me
asthma,
too.
please
Yeah,
give me a new set. But
I could just do with a whole nervous system, to be honest.
Can I have a functioning heart so I don't have to take beta blockers every day? Thanks.
Oh man. You know what? Let's just trade in these bodies for new ones.
Yeah, let's just start over. So, in 1926, he sold the hotel to a private company who just wanted to run it. The venture apparently failed, and in 1929, he purchased the property again out of foreclosure and then sold it again. So that company went out of business, and he was like, "I'm gonna buy my hotel back." So he did, and then he sold it again. And then in 1930, an automobile hotel giant like person named Roe Emery of Denver bought the hotel at the end of that. And then until 1983, the resort was only open during the summer because it shut down for winter every year, which we're going to get into, but this is the hotel for The Shining. So that's how The Shining is. I don't know if you've ever seen The Shining or if
Oh
anybody
yeah.
listening to this have seen it, but in the same thing, in The Shining, the hotel closes before winter because it's hard to get up there in the winter. And in The Shining, the whole premise is essentially the family is staying and getting paid to watch the hotel. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think anyone actually does that in real life, but
Um,
I'm pretty sure it still runs during the winter. Like at
yeah.
this point, at that time though,
Yeah.
back then
Well,
it wasn't because it was too difficult. But now we
I
have
was
the technology, so
yeah, no, I was thinking not necessarily a hotel, but I know that like up in the part of Pennsylvania that I come from, there's a little like amusement park called Idlewild, and I know that they shut down the whole park during the winter months with the exception of like I guess they have like little Halloween events that go on, but it's just too cold. Like people don't go to the amusement park in the wintertime, but that again, that's like everything is outside.
yeah, that makes
So
sense.
it
But I
makes
guess it's
sense.
similar for this. They were like, yeah, we can't,
Yeah.
we can't do that.
Yeah. Okay. So it makes sense.
The next notable thing that happened when the hotel opened, it was rumored to be the few hotels in the world to be kind of entirely powered by electricity. They had installed an auxiliary gas lighting system in June of 1911, and only a little bit after, on June 25th, the day after the pipes had been filled with the gas, an explosion occurred.
I am somehow so surprised.
Which, fantastic. How does that happen? I don't know. There's also like conflicting things about. So there was a ton of articles that came out during this, and I'll have to link you to all of my sources. That way you can post on the
Yeah.
website because
I was
there
about
are
to say, yeah.
many different newspapers that came out with different things and different injuries of people, and
Oh.
no one knows what exactly is true anymore because they're all
Oh.
so different. There were
Okay.
some that were saying 8 people got injured. Some people said that a lady had fallen and broken her ankles. Someone got hit in the head with a plank. A guest had gotten hurt. A manager got hurt. And these are all different. Like, they're not in the same story. These are all different stories. So no one really knows exactly what happened and who exactly got hurt. There's one that keeps continuously coming up. No one, again, knows if this is true, but I figured I would give the story anyway, just in case it is true. Elizabeth Wilson was the.
That's
It
okay.
says I'll have to link you to it, but I'll leave it alone actually because it's a slippery slope here.
Right.
Yeah, I'll link you to some of the articles or like some of the claims in the
Yeah.
articles. It's just
Yeah.
confusing as hell.
That's okay. You just
Um,
do your
Also,
best.
the only one that I saw that I was like, that's rude was, and forgive me because this is probably a trigger warning, the Stanley Hotel. This was posted in the York Dispatch of York, Pennsylvania, which was a newspaper.
Hmm.
The Stanley Hotel, built at a cost of $500,000, was partly wrecked last night by an explosion of gas. 8 persons were injured, one seriously. None of the guests were injured. Elizabeth Wilson of Lancaster, PA, a hotel employee, was hurled from the second to the first floor, and both ankles were broken. The other 7 are Negro waiters. That's what it was said.
Oh my
So
god.
basically, they said 8 people were injured, one seriously. And it was like, no, 8 people were injured, all of them seriously. You just didn't count them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll have to link you to some of these, which I'm like,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
1911.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, I thought I should include that. Some of the other things you can find, there is an ice house.
Ooh.
So before, fridges existed,
Right.
this building was basically an entire place where they had large blocks of ice to put, food and other things perishable in there.
Mhm.
So they believe that there is a figure that stays in there, and they think that the spirit is like a little kid named Billy, who is a shy boy with dark brown hair. They don't really exactly know why he's there, but the hotel also has a pet cemetery, which is interesting.
Oh.
So this existed before King Stephen King made Pet Cemetery. It just happens to be there. So
Okay.
there is a grave of a golden retriever named Cassie, and
Oh.
guests have reported hearing Cassie pawing at their doors in the morning to
No.
deliver their newspapers. And then there's a fluffy white cat who is said to wander the property as
What
well.
a good girl and a good
Right?
cat. Oh, I
So
want
I
a
can't
golden
even
retriever so
imagine.
bad.
Right?
I have
And
always,
then
my whole life, wanted a golden retriever.
I really, really want a big dog or another cat, but it's not the time. It's not the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, so a lot of people say once or twice a year, a guest will report waking to find that the room door is wide open and a child is just standing in the doorway. And then
No.
when they look, the child just runs. It just
Oh god.
disappears.
No. I don't like that.
So
Children's spirits are like one of two things. It's either like
a
super
demon.
sad or a demon, and I don't like either one of those.
Yeah,
So
it's either like, wow, that kid died really tragically, or it's like, that ain't a kid.
yeah. Oh no.
The other one
Absolutely.
is Elizabeth Wilson, who was the hotel's head chambermaid. They keep saying, like, I read the other newspaper articles from the gas explosion, and she kept getting mentioned. So she might be a real person that actually got hurt in the explosion, but no one really knows. If so, they say that she was nearly killed in the explosion and that it took 3 hours to free her from the rubble. But again, there is no proof of this, so we do not know. But I figured I'd
Right.
bring it up.
Sure.
She continued to work there until 1951. Eventually, she did die in her sleep. They say that she's connected to the hotel since she was there so frequently. But
Yeah.
apparently, she's been known to not like unmarried couples. So,
Oh.
if you share a room with somebody and you happen to not be married, I don't know how she knows that. What if you don't like wearing your ring? I don't know.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Or like my skin
She
is super allergic to metals, so I can't wear my ring for super long periods of
Yeah, and I
time.
didn't wear my ring all the time either. It's
Yeah.
like, it's just weird. But
Well, whatever.
so she apparently haunts them and she just stands and watches you and is like, leave this room, you harlot. I don't know what she does.
She
But,
paints scarlet letter A's all over your
well, I guess while she
clothes.
worked there, single men were not allowed to be in the hotel with
Oh,
any like person. So
interesting.
if she finds a single man, she might actually pack up his bags and then leave them outside the door. She's like, "Get the fuck out of here,"
Oh my.
which is very rude,
Oh well.
very very rude. And then another thing, which I will link to, but there's a picture of a figure in the ice house, which is really interesting photo. It looks like a woman in
Ooh,
like a
send it to
pink
me again. I
dress.
want to see.
Okay.
Oh. Oh, that's
Does
spooky.
it look like a woman in a dress?
Yeah.
They appear, so they went in there. The building was completely empty when they took this photo, but they can see someone was in it. In a different photo, there's a shadow of a man in a hat in the pet cemetery. I could not find this photo, but apparently it exists somewhere. So if you found it, post it.
What is it?
It's
Man in a
a
hat.
man in a hat at the pet cemetery.
Why is there a pet cemetery at a hotel?
Probably because at the time it was like the 1900s. They probably had a lot of dogs and cats that stayed at the hotel.
I guess
Especially like people would probably stay there throughout the winter. But you can see a picture of it. It's like there's one that's like Stanley Blue the Second, Stanley Blue the Third. I'm like, pick a different name for your dog or cat. Stop naming them the same name.
yeah, really.
I think it was like the family's cats and dogs, like the person that owned the hotel.
Uh,
But I don't know. There wasn't a lot of information about that. But it is interesting. I would love to visit this hotel. It's very cool.
oh, I'm
But
looking at Stanley Blue the second and Stanley Blue the
isn't it
third.
cool?
Yeah.
But before COVID, they hosted a lot of things like they had a Shining Ball, which is exactly what it
Oh.
sounds like. It's a
Yeah.
Shining inspired ball. They used to
Sure.
have murder mystery dinners, a
Oh, how
masquerade
fun.
ball, and they used to have Twin Terror weekends. So very cool. Then they have nightly tours still where they show like the history of the place. It has some ghost stuff in there and just like general stuff, but very, very cool, right?
Yeah.
And if you look up a picture of the hotel, it's all white. It's massive. It's colonial style too, so it just looks interesting. And it's in a very beautiful area. Like that part of Colorado, beautiful. There's not a
I
lot of
love
places in
mountains.
Colorado that I went to that wasn't beautiful though. But some
Yeah.
more
Oh, I like the
backstory,
mountains as a backdrop and everything.
right?
That's really nice.
The last thing I have is just to get more into basically like the inspiration. So Stephen King stayed there with his wife Tabitha on October 30th of 1974, so like the day before Halloween, and he actually stayed in room 217, which is in the book and the movie, and it was really really late into the year, so they were the only guests in the entire hotel because it was almost winter, and he got inspiration from that.
Right.
So apparently he kind of, wow, tippy tappy zero over here.
I know.
So he stayed there, and he was quoted saying basically he had like walked around. He went downstairs to the hotel bar where he had drinks with a bartender named Grady, which is a big part of the movie too. You know, the scene where
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson's at the bar, the
Yeah.
room, and then he also said that he went into the bathroom and pulled back the curtain, pink curtain for the tub, which had coffee, and he thought like what if somebody died in here, and that's how he got inspiration. He just was alone and wandering this empty ass hotel in the middle of the night, the like day before Halloween.
Oh my god.
So it's
Of
really
course, Stephen
interesting.
King's brain goes to those places.
Yeah, they also, so in The Shining there's a hedge maze, which obviously is like a huge scene in the movie.
Uh huh.
So there was no hedge maze at that time. There is now a hedge maze because of it.
Oh.
So they added it in 2015.
Oh.
It was
Oh, that's kind of
originally,
recent. The Shining is older, right?
yeah, The Shining
Oh.
came out in, I believe, 1980. Let me check though. Yeah, 1980. So it did come out quite a long time ago, but I guess I would think that they would have put it in earlier, but maybe they just didn't. But yeah, so originally the driveway was for the Stanley steamer cars to kind of enjoy the mountain views and also, you know, just enjoy everything. But
Did you see this? I was looking at pictures while you're talking. Did you see this?
that's terrifying.
Yeah. It's basically a story of a gentleman who went to take pictures of the Stanley Hotel of the inside and outside. Like, not to get any images, just to get pictures of it, I guess. And
Yeah,
he.
he got that.
Yeah, the quote says, "I don't like when people are in my shot, so I had to wait when I took this photo until the grand stairwell was cleared of people before I took the picture."
And then
Um,
someone showed up in the picture. It looks like a
yeah.
woman in like a Victorian dress. Or not a
Uh,
Victorian dress, but an older dress.
yeah, in period clothing reminiscent of the early 1900s when the hotel opened.
That's really cool. But yeah, they added the hedge maze because it was so popular in The Shining that they were like, I'm sure people kept asking, "Where's the maze?" And they're like, "Well, we don't have one." So they just put one in. But it is basically the exact same as in Stephen King's book and the movie. It has the topiary animals and everything like that, so it's pretty cool. It was sculpted by Sutton Betty and Daniel Glanz, and it won a competition.
Oh, how
So
nice.
the sculpture was installed on September 29th, 2016. So it is
Oh,
very, very new.
yeah.
It's also been in the Ghost Adventures. Ha 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 ha. Zach Baggins.
Zach Bagel
Bagel
Bites
Bite.
Adventures.
I was scrolling through TikTok and I showed Eric. There's like this TikTok, which I've already seen this specific part on Ghost Adventures, but it's Zach
Mhm,
Baggins talking to Aaron, and he's
mhm.
like, "I wanted to rip your throat out. I just got this overwhelming feeling where I wanted to rip your throat out." And Aaron like walks away. He's like, "No, no, no, no. I feel fine right now. I feel fine right now." And Aaron's like, "Goodbye." Like, but that's all I
Oh
got
my
for you.
lord.
That is the Stanley Hotel, or as most people probably know it, the Overlook Hotel in The Shining. So there you go.
Yeah. Oh, how spooky. How fun. I like that. So,
Happy
um,
October, everybody.
yay.
let
I'm
me,
so
while you're
fucking
stretching,
tired.
let me
Uh-huh.
announce that we're doing
Oh yeah.
a game of the month now. It won't be ever really an expensive game. I
Mm-hmm.
think I think we're both pretty frugal. So and by frugal I mean broke.
True.
So we're always gonna pick a game once a month that we can kind of talk about on here and also play at the same time together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully you guys can join along and play with us as well.
It'll be like a play along game of the month.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the game of this month is going to be Unravel 2. So right now it is on sale on PSN and I believe on Nintendo Switch too. I think it also might be on Steam on sale. I'm not sure by the time this comes out. I'm pretty sure when I bought Unravel 2 it said it was going to be discounted until like the 3rd or something.
Oh,
So
okay. So that's
just
tomorrow is your
hopefully,
finger.
yeah, so hopefully you get the deal. And I got Unraveled 1 and 2, so the difference between the two is Unraveled 2, it's spelled TWO, it's for
Hmm.
multiplayer. So
Yeah, yeah. Which is why we
we
decided
got it
because we
because we could
we
play with our
thought
partners.
we could play with, yeah, exactly. We could play with our partners, which will be really fun.
So take advantage of it while you can. Also play with us or don't and just listen to us
Yeah,
complain
talk
about how
about
we suck at games, but go ahead.
And yeah,
What do
so
you
the
got
other
for me?
thing, well, the other thing I wanted to add at the little beginning,
Oh yeah, yeah.
was whether or not, like, was just like, what are you playing this week? Like, have you started a new game? Is there something that you've been playing?
Just to kind of
Yeah,
share.
yeah. Just, I mean, it doesn't have to be
I
linked to
started
games if
playing
there's anything.
Overcooked 2 again.
Ooh, with the little raccoon in the wheelchair.
No,
Oh,
Eric made me be Zero so he could be Wes.
what?
It's like a dog that looks like Zero and a cat that looks
Like,
like Wes.
looks like Wes.
But I
I
always
still
play the
haven't
wheelchair
played.
characters in games.
I still have not played Overcooked, so I'm just gonna have to take your word for it.
It's really fun.
Yeah, I know. I mean that's what I keep hearing. I just haven't played it yet. So I have been playing Child of Light. It's from Ubisoft, and it's a little platformer slash turn-based combat game. And I'm just having a really good time with it. So I haven't beaten it yet. I'm still not really sure what the story is, but it's kind of
I was about to
interesting.
say, I couldn't
Yeah.
remember what the storyline for that is at all.
Yeah, it's very cute. So I have an idea of where the story is going, and I'm trying to like avoid spoilers. But it's
We'll
cute.
see.
I'm having a really good time with it. So that's what I'm playing this week.
Awesome. Well, and we'll also post about the game of the month on our
Yeah,
blog and our social media
absolutely.
and stuff. But yeah, what do you got for me in gaming news?
Okay, so there's a couple of things. The first one is that the former CEO of Blizzard, his name is Mike Morhaime. Morhaime? Mike Morhaime. He started Blizzard back in 1991, and he is now starting another new developer and publisher called Dreamhaven, together with his wife Amy and a bunch of development veterans who come from Blizzard. So under the Dreamhaven umbrella, there are two studios. Moonshot, which is a studio committed to focusing on big titles and big concepts. They're going to try to put out those AAA games. And then Secret Door is a smaller studio that's going to focus on obviously like smaller stories, smaller concepts, smaller games. And those developers that they brought from Blizzard are going to be populating these studios. So Mike Morhaime sold Blizzard back in 1994 for $6.5 million at the time.
Oh, dang.
But he remained its CEO and owner, but he stepped down from being CEO of Blizzard back in 2018. And according to both Mike and Amy Morhaime, when he stepped down in 2018, there was no plan to like start a new development studio or start a new publisher or anything like that. Apparently what they did was they took their kids and they traveled for a while and they saw some things, and then I guess like a little over a year ago they were like, well, now what? So they both decided to actually start a new developer and publisher, which is where Dreamhaven comes from. And here a year later they just announced they were just going to start Dreamhaven, and different from when he started Blizzard, he's actually planning to retain ownership of Dreamhaven, because he wants to be able to do more, like be more involved with it and have it go in directions that, not that Blizzard went in any bad directions, but he wants to put Dreamhaven in some different directions, I guess. So there is, I will link it in our blog, but there is like a little great interview between Mike and Amy, and the interviewee, which I think is Business Wire, if I'm looking at my
Notes correctly.
notes correctly. Yeah. So, and they talk a little bit about like how like their thoughts and feelings about starting this new project is, and it's a great little interview. So I'll link that in the blog. But yeah, so that's actually some big news because that's like in one of the articles I read, that's like if Lucasfilms or that's like if J.K. Rowling wasn't a shitty person and she decided to start a new book, like people would be really excited about that. So the next piece of information that I have is about Amazon. Speaking of shitty people, so back on episode number 4, which was from May of this year, I think it was May 29th. I don't know if you remember, but I had talked about Amazon was trying to insert itself into the gaming scene. Do you remember that at all?
Yes, which it's like, dude, you can't have everything.
I know. So at the time, it was debuting as a publisher and developer by releasing Crucible, which was that online multiplayer that flopped so hard they took it back out of circulation.
Of
If you
course.
remember that. And they were also working on games including an MMORPG called New World and a Lord of the Rings game. Well, to accompany that, I think we had talked about the cloud service that was in the works, and it was called Project Tempo at the time. Do you remember any of that?
Yes.
Okay, so Project Tempo was announced to be a cloud based system called Luna, and it's going to use Amazon's web service as the backbone. So Luna is what Project Tempo was, and it was introduced for early access back on the 24th, so last Thursday the 24th. And by the time you hear this, I'll have probably already posted a link because there is a link to request early access to Luna. But the link is, if you're curious, amazon.com/luna/landing page. I have not personally taken a look at it yet, but I plan to just out of curiosity. So when Luna becomes fully available, it will be available for PC, Mac, Fire TV, iPhones, and iPads. It is not going to immediately be available for Android, but according to all the sources, it will be. That is in the works for it to be available on Android. So the other thing is the early access is only available in the continental US. So if we have like a random person listening in Alaska or Hawaii, I'm so sorry, my friend, but that is not available to you right now.
Dang, that's unfortunate.
In addition, Amazon is offering Luna Plus, which is kind of like a Games Pass subscription where, like, for the price of a subscription, you can have access to a whole library of games as well as be available to play it on 2 devices at once. And for the early access, for people who are requesting early access, it's $5.99 a month. So that doesn't seem so bad.
$5.99 is basically just Spotify or
Yeah.
Netflix or Hulu.
Yeah. So while Luna is designed to work with the equipment you already have, there is a piece of hardware that they're adding, which is an Alexa enabled controller. And the benefit to this controller versus like using your own controller or using a mouse and keyboard is that, like, if you switch between games that are on different systems, you don't have to switch controllers.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And the controller, it's actually really pretty. Hang on, let me see if I can find it because
Okay.
I was like, I don't need another controller, but you know how I like to have like a collection of controllers.
I have a new controller that has it lights up and I can change the light color too.
See, I fucking love that.
I change it depending on what game I'm playing. Like if I play Dead by Daylight, it's red.
Oh, how fun.
If I play Overwatch, it depends on what character I'm playing and I change it to that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just a picture of the controller. It's like this really kind of ethereal purpley blue color.
Oh, it is pretty.
Yeah, so I don't need one, but I want one. And the price for the controller for those who have early access is $50. I don't know what it would be like normally, but whatever. And we have a Fire TV, so
I do not.
yeah, but you have like a PC and you have an iPhone. So
That's true.
so yeah, that's the news about Luna and Amazon and stuff like that. I was a little skeptical at first, again, because I don't love putting more money into Amazon because it just kind of goes into Jeff Bezos's pocket and not into the people who work their asses off for him. But I'm also a fan of supporting video game development, so it's a catch 22. And that controller is fucking gorgeous. The next thing I have for you,
Mm-hmm.
there's two little small updates. So the next thing I have coming on September 30th, which is 2 days ago as you're listening to this, a free update for Animal Crossing. It's the Halloween
I
update.
saw it. It looks
Spooky,
so
spooky.
good.
It's so cute. So the update comes with Halloween skin and eye colors, new Halloween themed reactions and DIYs, as well as pumpkins you can grow for the DIY recipes. Comes with new clothing, costumes, and candy that you can buy to collect and give out on the actual night of Halloween, which will be a nice little thing that you can do instead
Yeah,
of going
since we
out.
can't do this, I was saying real life.
Yeah.
I told Eric, I'm like, now that we live in a house, I feel like there are going to be trick or treaters, but I'm just gonna like leave a bowl.
Yeah, we had like I was so excited to do trick or treating last year. Like not like do it, but like to give out candy for it.
And like one or two people showed up
And
for me when
yeah,
I
it
had
was
a house. I'm like, do people not
yeah,
trick or treat anymore or something?
yeah. We didn't have a whole lot of trick or treaters either, so I don't even know if we're gonna bother doing a bowl. I did decorate my house for Halloween this past
Yeah,
week,
you might as well. We already
so
started too, cause like, why not?
well, yeah, and you just moved, so why the heck not? Here is how Nintendo describes their Halloween event. Quote, neighbors will gather in the plaza, which will be adorned with an array of Halloween decorations. You will also receive a visit from a mysterious guest, Jack, the Czar of Halloween. By giving Jack lollipops and candy, you'll earn spooky in-game rewards. Be sure to save some candy for your neighbors too, or you might get pranked. Luckily, you can learn a couple of new reactions to properly express your feelings of fear. So that's cute. I'm excited.
That sounds so
And
cute. I haven't played Animal Crossing in forever. I
oh,
know, blasphemous.
I know. I played just a couple of days ago, but I
We'll
haven't
have
been
to like
playing.
do a Halloween party night or something.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to have a Halloween. I told Kay the other day I wanted to have a Halloween party so bad, but
Especially
like we
now, like
can't.
Eric and I can play together, and then Olivia comes over here. She's here
Mhm.
like 4 out of the 7 days of the week, so she can bring
So
her Switch and party with us too.
I want to have a Halloween party. Let's have an Animal Crossing Halloween party. Let's schedule it.
Okay, I
Okay.
well can probably do it for actual Halloween because Halloween's on a Saturday this year.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll talk about it off of the podcast.
Okay.
But yeah, an Animal Crossing Halloween party. That'll be cute. Anyway, so the last little bit of information I have about the Halloween event is not necessarily Halloween related, but in addition to all of the spooky things, players who download the update will also be gifted an in-game Ring Fit adventure controller. So that'll be fun
Ooh.
if that's what you're into. I have not gotten the Ring Fit. I'm kind of interested into it because I look at the Ring Fit adventure and I always think that it's really cute and I need to lose weight.
You're like, I don't think that's true, but okay.
So the last little bit of information I have is actually a little bit old but also a little bit new.
Mm-hmm.
It is regarding the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which was first announced back on September 8th. They had put out like a little minute and a half trailer of the game, which is set 100 years before the events of Breath of the Wild. And I honestly love that Hyrule Warriors is the platform that they're telling that story on because a hack and slash, I think, for all of the devastation and all of the basically just how the game tells the story of 100 years ago. I think a hack and slash with a ton of enemies is a great way to tell that story. On the 26th, we were given a 2.5 minute cinematic trailer and a video of 13 minutes of gameplay, which looked really cute. And I don't know if you've seen it. Have you?
I actually have not.
Oh, okay. I can quickly send you a little link you can watch later. And then, basically, in the new trailer that came out a couple of days ago, it showed young Impa, and the internet is going wild over her.
Of course, right?
Yeah. So to me, like, given everything, it all kind of just looks like the first Hyrule Warriors games, and I'm not personally super into hack and slash games, but I'm gonna play it because this is all the titles.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that game will be released on November 20th.
That's like right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so and just in time for like Black Friday and the holidays and Christmas. So that, my friend, is all I have for video gaming for you this week.
Well, definitely, I'm going to probably start playing Unravel 2 either tonight or tomorrow
Yeah.
night, and then
Yeah.
we'll have to talk about it next week as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We'll also have to like share any movies that we've watched. Like quick things, but I watched
Yeah.
I'm going to eventually watch the new babysitter movie, Killer Queen, so
Is that the one that the second movie to the one we watched
yes.
together? Oh, we gotta watch that second one together too.
I don't know if we watched the first one together, did we?
I thought we did.
I just rewatched it recently, like a month or two ago with David and Eric because they had never seen it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
because that was the
we
one where
totally
like,
can.
yeah, we gotta watch it
It's
together.
like the kid escaping from his babysitter and her friend group. Okay.
No, we definitely watched that
Okay,
together.
I was wondering when I watched it and who I had watched it with.
Well, it was like one of those things where we were on the phone
Okay.
and watching
Well,
it together. Yeah.
I honestly I want to watch a couple of things this month because the spooky month it comes. But yeah, anyways, guys, please look at our Patreon at Ghoul Gaming Gals. Look at our website ghoulgaminggals.com. You can
Gaming
actually
hour.
submit stories on our website or any
Mm-hmm.
suggestions, anything like that. But if you're old fashioned, you can send us an email at ghoulgaminggals@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, maybe Facebook.
Who knows?
And you can follow us both on Twitch. We've probably said it enough, but
Mm-hmm.
my Twitch is Janelle Nelly and Angel's is Ariam Akila. Um, anything to add, Angel?
No, I hope everybody has a good week and happy month of spook.
Month of Spook is here. Be safe,
Yeah.
everybody, and we'll talk to you in the next one.
Okay, bye.